Yo, what's good with y'all, man? I'm back. I'm back. I know y'all miss me. I know it's been 2 months. Man, I know. But man, y'all know how it be. Life has been lifing. It's just, a lot has been going on right now. Not bad things, but just, life. But like I said, I'm back. And hopefully I'll be I'm not gonna make no promises, man, but I'm back for the moment, man. So that's enough. But anyway, I wanted to do this quick video. I know this would be a late upload, as y'all can see at the top of my screen. It's 11 p.m. But I was inspired, and I got a little bit of energy. So I thought, why not, right? But anyway, so the premise of this video, right? So story time. So today I was driving around, out and about. You know how I be. But I saw this homeless man, right? And I've been practicing this exercise. I won't even say practicing because it's natural, and I actually just read about it um, in this book. But this practice of evaluating and really looking at my environment with a childlike innocence is what the book describes it as. But essentially, just being aware and being present, as a lot of people would describe it as, and just really like looking at things, right? So I saw this homeless guy. He was walking, and he had two giant bags of plastic bottles with him. And I realized that I've noticed a lot of people, a lot of homeless people, they carry around plastic. They have plastic bags, like him. They'll have carts full of plastic. And I asked myself, I was like, why do they do that? Like, why do homeless people collect plastic? So, man, my voice cracking. I'm sorry. Like I said, man, I'm a little. But anyway, so me being the researcher, the sleuth that I am, I went and looked it up, and I found this great article that describes and it talks about this exact topic about why homeless people they collect plastic. I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but it was interesting to me, and I thought this was a great article, and I wanted to share this with you because I didn't know, and I learned about it. So, you know, when you learn something, you share something, right? That's a quote I made up, and it doesn't rhyme or anything, so I'm probably gonna scrap it. Anyway, let's get into this article, man. The title of the article is "How Homeless Recyclers Make a Living Redeeming Recyclables" by Carolyn Abates. And so yeah, it is 7 a.m. on a clear spring morning in San Francisco, and the lines at our Planet Recycling SF are already 25 people deep. The customers, queued up in rows of four, stand among a collection of rubber garbage cans, shopping carts, and large garbage bags filled with glass and plastic bottles and aluminum cans. It will be another 30 minutes before the center opens, yet the crowd, a mix of elderly Asians and homeless people of all backgrounds, appear content to wait. They are, after all, here for one reason: cold hard cash. First of all, why did they only specify Asians? But anyway, so right there, they basically they do it for money. They get money for it, and I thought that's basically I guess I could end the I guess I could end the video right there, but why not continue and give this person their just due? They took the time to write this article. We could take the time to read it, right? Anyway, this is how I eat, said Johnson, a 52-year-old man standing toward the back of a line. It gets us lunch, cigarettes, coffee, cat food, the basic necessities. It's better than nothing. For many people living on the streets in the Bay Area, the process of collecting and redeeming recyclables is their go-to method of income. Yo, I love homeless people that have pets, bro. I remember I went to San Francisco. Actually, I went to this actually went to a program at Stanford back when I was in high school. But I remember before I went to the program, we were in San Francisco, and obviously you guys probably know they have a huge homeless population there. But I remember we saw this homeless lady, and she had a Starbucks cup. She had Starbucks, and she had a dog. And my mom was like, she had like, what? Where'd she get that dog from? Like, how did she have a dog? And it was, I don't know. It was funny to me. It's just, but yeah, I think that's nice. Good for them having pets, emotional support, and loyal companions. Anyway, the film Dogtown Redemption, which premieres on Independent Lens on PBS Monday, May 16th at 10 p.m., dives deep into this world, following three homeless people in West Oakland who frequent the Alliance Meadows Redemption Center. The filmmakers Amir Soltani and Chihiro Wimbush expose viewers to the intimate details of what it's like to spend days and nights scouring the streets for any can or bottle that will bring in money. I might watch this film. and I might let you guys know what I think about it. But I'm gonna have to go do some research. Uh, it's a picture of one of the recycling centers. The bottle bill. Recycling in California got its start nearly 30 years ago when state legislators passed Assembly Bill 2020. Known as the bottle bill, the legislation was designed to encourage recycling and reduce litter in the Golden State. For incentive, lawmakers instituted redemption values on beverage containers, also called TRV, which are printed at the bottom of plastic and glass bottles and aluminum cans sold in California. As an aside, I need to do some more research on a lot of these bills that have years associated with them, because that was always interesting to me. I feel like it always showed that there's people that talk about conspiracy theories and the script and things like that, but clearly, I mean, I don't know. I just think that that's interesting, and I want to do some more research about that. But continuing, today Californians redeem more than 85% of all recyclables within the bottle bill guidelines through CRV centers. This equals more than 5 billion units annually and accounts for 1/5 of all recycled containers nationwide. What the legislator did not envision, however, is that recycling would eventually become a means for homeless people to earn money. Aside from panhandling, it's become the only form of income for many who live on the street. What is panhandling? I have to look that up now too. Ugh. But if anybody, if y'all know what that means, please let me know in the comments. Save me some time. But continuing, these people are on the street all day long. They don't get any respect," said Oris Cesar, who owns and operates Our Planet with his brother. "What are they going to do for money? Steal? This is how they get money." Most recyclers work at night. Let me touch on this real quick. So I feel like a lot of people have realized this, but I've always had a understanding that I am nothing without God, and that I am no better or worse than anyone else. So I've never looked or frowned upon homeless people. And I've also always had this, I guess, idea or thought that a lot of homeless people that you see are actually angels. I forget the exact verse, but the Bible talks about how be kind to strangers because you don't know if they're angels. And just with my personal experience with homeless people, I can't tell you guys how many interactions I've had, especially when I was in college and I was in Atlanta, because Atlanta has a big homeless population as well, where I would see homeless people and I would see them like repeatedly, and I would see the same guy or the same girl over and over and over again. And they may have even talked to me, but I would keep seeing them, right? And then I would finally give them some money. I would give them what they were asking for. I would pass the test per se, and then I would never see them again. Like, I would see these people. It was so like, it was crazy. Like, I don't want to say it's crazy because I already know. Like, I already know what it is. I already know what God was trying to do through that. But that's stuff that's happened to me. Like, I'm telling y'all, bro. Like, I would see these people all the time at the gas station, all the time. I'm going in, buying my Rillos, buying my, going about my day, just ignoring these people. And then finally one day I'm like, you know what? I do got so many here. Take this. And I would never see them again, bro. But anyway, I wanted to say all that to say just this concept, right, of homeless people going through trash and taking it and recycling it and redeeming it. I don't know if y'all noticed that earlier in the article, but it specifically used the word redeem. And it makes me think about, obviously, what God does with us. It talks about how you have the wheat and the tares, right? And at the end of the age, the angels will come down, the reapers per se will come, and they will, pick up the good grain, and they'll pick up the bad grain and throw them in the fire. So that makes me think. And also when you learn about Jesus, and you know about Jesus, and you know about his appearance and how he came in humility, and how he didn't have this grandiose, boisterous, loud appearance. He, and even I think there's a debate about whether or not Jesus was homeless, but he says that the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head, which, I mean, at least for me, that seems to imply that he doesn't have a home, which would imply that he's homeless. So just this imagery of Jesus going about at night through the fire, going, in the world and saving us, going through the trash. He's getting lambasted and frowned upon and spit upon, and everybody looking down on him, and this is literally God in the flesh. This right here could literally be an image of God in the flesh, like of Jesus. And he's going around, and that's us back there in them trash bags, and he's like, all right, I'm finna save y'all, bro. But I don't know, man, but that was really one of the first thoughts that I had when I read this article, and I was just like, man, like it's just, I don't know, when you start to get close to the Lord and he starts to open your eyes and reveal, like, certain spiritual things to you and certain connections, and you start to see these things, it's really beautiful, man. And I want to express this in humility, of course. I'm not trying to be prideful or boastful or anything like that. Hopefully I'm not coming off like that, but that's just what I interpreted from it. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. But continuing, on average, a person who recycles at our planet brings in anywhere from $15 to $35 a day, Cesar calculates. Man, imagine that. Imagine surviving off $15 a day. Man, I just need my daily bread, Pop. That's all I need, man. I'm out here making, I ain't gonna tell you how much I make, but I make way more than $15 to $35 a day. And I'm still seeking the Lord. And you got these homeless people who still making it work off $15 a day. I just need my daily bread, whatever my portion is, Father. That's enough for me. One denarii is enough. I just read that parable that you told us last night in Matthew 18, 19, was it? I ain't gonna flex on y'all. Let me continue. According to Cal Recycle, all beverage containers that weigh less than 24 ounces carry a 5-cent redemption value. Above that is 10 cents. By law, a person can redeem 50 items of each and receive the per unit value in cash. Any amount more, and redemption is calculated by weight and then limited to 100 pounds each of plastic and aluminum and 1,000 pounds for glass per person per day. Rates vary by weight. This allows for redemption centers to remain competitive. Redemption, there it is. Like I told you guys, like the language, the wordplay. I know I'm a writer, so I pay very close attention. But man, it's just there's something here, man. I know I'm not the only one that maybe I'm not doing a good job of articulating it. I know I'm probably not. I probably should have asked God to speak, to give me what I should say. But hopefully you guys are trying to get what I'm trying to do here, man. Research shows that aluminum clears around $1.50 to $2 per pound, while plastic fetches $1.21 per pound for clear containers and 66 cents per pound for cloudy. Glass gleans roughly 10 cents per pound and must also be separated by color. Yo, say that 10 times fast. Glass gleans, glass gleans, glass gleans, glass gleans. Say that 10 times fast, bro. Stop playing. At our planet, customers must first dump their recyclables into plastic trash cans in order for everything to get weighed. Most of the people in line here are surrounded by anywhere from 3 to 10 bins each. One garbage can filled with plastic bottles is about 8 pounds, and that's close to $8. Glass equates to roughly 80 pounds and is worth about $7. A bin topped with aluminum cans weighs roughly 8 pounds and yields $8. However, crushed cans tend to quadruple the weight in price. Johnson declined to reveal how much he earns by recycling. He does admit that some strategy goes into his collection route. Big events with huge recycling output, such as the Super Bowl, are mission critical. Ooh. I work at night primarily, he said. I stick to what I know. Man, stick to what you know, man. His partner, Jackie, 50, is a little more forthcoming. Johnson heads out on Friday around 11 and is back at home by about 7 a.m., she said. So you got these homeless people who are working full 8-hour jobs. That's their job, and honestly, man, like that, it's not the worst job in the world, man. Honestly, maybe that's a sign for me to just continue and get this done. I hear you, Pop. These are fairly standard hours for the homeless who redeem. They scour the streets during the wee hours of the night. Some tour the neighborhoods and sort through the blue bins that line the street for impending trash collection. Others drain the public garbage cans and private dumpsters for recyclables. Most homeless tend to maintain work in one neighborhood. Rick Yeager's territory, so to speak, is the marina located on the city's north shore. On this particular morning, the 50-year-old San Francisco native went through the weighing process and now waits for his money. Yeager, who has been homeless for about 7 years, said he usually works the swing shift and follows a similar path each night, although occasionally mixes it up. It usually takes him a day or two to collect what he wants, then it's another 2 or 3 day trek to our planet. That's because the center is located on the opposite side of town in industrial southeastern San Francisco. So just think about that. So you got to work, right, for 2 days, right? You got to, hopefully you have some funds to operate on. But even with that, maybe you got some funds for some food and water, but you got to work for 2 days. Then after those 2 days, you have to walk all the way. You have to walk the distance of another 2 to 3 days to get paid for the work that you just did. And then you're only getting paid $15 to $35. Imagine that, man. And you got people out here who are complaining about their lives and wanting to delete themselves because, they broke up with their boyfriend or their girlfriend, or because they failed the test, or because, they didn't get that job, or whatever the case may be. Like, come on, man. We really got to think and to be more aware what people go through and how blessed we are and how great the grace of God is. Because none of us deserve this. All of us deserve to be, honestly, in worse estates than those homeless people. But even through that, you not even homeless, bro. You living in a house. You living with your parents. You living in an apartment. You went to school. You graduated from school. You got a good job. And you don't deserve it, man. So be grateful. I need my voice to stop cracking. Last night he stayed with a friend who tents nearby to be at the center bright and early. His receipt showed a total of 150 pounds of glass, plastic cans, and scrap metal with a net of just $25. It's about half of what I had, Yeager said. The other half got stolen last night. Imagine that. Imagine the scenario I just presented to you guys. And then you get robbed. You get robbed after you just worked for 5 days. Come on, man. Father, I'm grateful for everything you give me. Living on the streets of San Francisco, Yeager said he also collects Social Security, but it's not enough to live on. So recycling supplements that income. It gets me coffee, cigarettes, booze, he said. It's hard to live in San Francisco on $900 a month. This is crazy, y'all. I did not know San Francisco was this expensive, but let's get into it. There is no question that San Francisco is an expensive place to live. A minimum wage job brings in about $2K a month, yet a conservative estimate puts the cost to live at around $4,800 a month. This includes $4,100 in rent for a 2-bedroom apartment plus another $700 for utilities, food, and car insurance, or a public transportation pass. Bro, do you understand how much money that you would need to live in San Francisco, bro? So that's basically $5,000 a month, right? 5 times 12, that's $60K. You need at least $60K in net pay. In net pay, that's take home. So that means you gotta be making at least triple figures, bro. Like, that's ridiculous. And then to be it's a cold world, man. Cold world. The same kind of number story plays out within the other major cities in the Bay Area. In San Jose, a minimum wage job adds up to $1,600 a month. A 2-bedroom apartment hovers around $3,000 a month, with utilities, food, and insurance adding another $700. Oakland is more of the same. Minimum wage is set at $12.25, and a 2-bedroom apartment goes for about $3,800 a month. What can I say about this? I'm going to just say stay tuned. Obviously, I'll do an article at some point, but it's obviously ridiculous. I don't want to beat a dead horse and talk about, how egregious and satanic and evil, and proof that the devil is real, but also proof that, God is ultimately in control, and he's still providing ways for those people, despite their condition, despite their bondage, all of our bondage. He's still providing ways for all of us to be successful. So got to be grateful for that, man. According to AB 2020, a person has the potential to clear about $400 a day as per the maximum daily amount allowed for redemption using a standard work week model. The most a person could bring in is around $2,000 for 5 days of effort, or $8,000 by the end of the month. And I'm sure these numbers are skewed, but Like I'm just glad that these people have a way to provide for themselves. But that amount, again, here we get into it, y'all. This is the first time I read this article, so I'm sorry. This is new, this fresh content for me too. That amount requires a number of assumptions. Obviously, the first one being that one person can collect enough recyclables in one night time go around to achieve the maximum redeemable amount. Exactly. Like that's literally my first. I don't know why I couldn't articulate it, but that's literally. I'm glad that this person articulated that aspect. As Dogtime Redemption shows, that is next to impossible. Seen in the clip below. I'm so glad that they articulated this because I was really like freaking out in my head because I knew what I wanted to say and I knew you guys knew what I wanted to say, but I couldn't say it. But they said it for me. So thank you, Carolyn. I think her name was, or him. I don't know. But seen in the clip below, Jason Witt, the film's most prolific recycler, submitted nearly a ton of product, his shopping cart loaded with overflowing garbage bags and other items tied down, and only raked in about 150. Maybe I'll add a clip before this video, if that link still works. Even if a determined recycler had the means to secure 400 worth of recyclables every day, they would be hampered by accessibility. Our planet is only one of 2 certified bottle and can redemption sites that remain in the city. Both of these are just blocks from each other in what is considered the last industrial neighborhood left in San Francisco. There are no large recycling centers on the north or west sides of town. For any of y'all that live in San Francisco and you are looking for a way to start a business and to serve God, start a recycling plan. I would, but I don't want to move to San Francisco. I don't live there. I'm not really familiar with that area, even though I've been there. So north and west sides of town, my San Francisco natives, residents, make it happen, man. But at one time, the city had about 30 redemption sites, according to Kevin Drew, a residential zero waste coordinator at the San Francisco Department of Environment. About 4 years ago, that started to change. In 2012, the city shuttered Gazar Garden Recycling Center, located near the Haight-Ashbury area, due to neighborhood complaints about drug activity and crime. The center itself was transformed into a community garden. Their grocery chain, Safeway, soon followed suit, removing all of its recycling centers in the city. Some Walgreens and CVS stores do redeem bottles and cans, but it varies by location. With so few places taking recyclables these days, Cesar now runs a recycling bus for his clients. 6 days a week, the converted school bus snakes through the city during the early morning hours to pick up people who live too far from our planet. If the people can't bring it here, I'm going to bring them here. He said, it's convenience for the people. For a perspective from an Oakland-based, formerly homeless person, read the first-person piece, Oakland recycler discovers new hope on the street. You know what? Maybe that'll be my next video. Maybe I'll do that video tomorrow. But anyway, man. So yeah, like I said, all of this was instituted and inspired by me just driving around and me taking the time to notice and to ask a question and to just simply, take the time to look that question up. And I got to learn all of this stuff. I got to understand. I got a new business idea of potentially, starting a recycling center. I don't exactly know how I would do that, but maybe I could. I think that would be something that it's clearly, there's clearly a need for it. But yeah, man. So very, very interesting piece in my view. And I think that is so cool. And I definitely am going to try to recycle a little bit less now, And I wanted to mention that briefly and, not to be all philosophical and, conspiratorial with you guys, but I thought that, I'm sure a lot of you guys know this as well, that a lot of the agendas, the climate change, global warming, and, the agendas that are going on, a lot of that stuff is based in a lot of wickedness geared towards, God's chosen people. But I was thinking that is this huge push for everyone to recycle, is that a way for them to try to cut off homeless people even more? If that makes sense to you guys, I don't know. Is that a way? Because, we know how Satan works, and we know that it's so crazy that they treat the people who need the most help the worst. and we know by their actions how terrible they treat homeless people. He who doesn't have he who has nothing, even what he has is taken away. These homeless people, I know a lot of people probably saw that video where they were like pushing up their the homeless people on Skid Row. They were like destroying their tents and stuff. And like I said, it's probably a nuanced situation. I'm not trying to say I'm on anyone's side or say that they shouldn't do that, or whatever the case may be, because I really am not knowledgeable about that situation. But this is definitely an issue. Homelessness is definitely an issue, obviously, but I am glad that they have a way to provide for themselves, and they have the Lord. And really, that's all we need. That's gonna help us anyway, man. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for listening to that mess of a video, that ramble, that tirade. I'm starting a new series called Various Vibes as well. I know y'all like that name, Various Vibes. Yeah. But anyway, I'll see y'all tomorrow when I do this video about the homeless guy who turned it all around. By chance.